Hey, Shalom, this is the brother Abaya back here once again. Before I get started, like always, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rachahakodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. Yeah, I'm going to go into 2 Samuel, the book of 2 Samuel, the 13th chapter, because, this is the reason why a lot of women are messed up in the head. And this is not to excuse wicked women and their behavior and the things that they do that's contrary to the ways that the Lord would want them to be. But the reason why a lot of women are messed up in the head is because a wicked man got a hold of them. That's why, there's laws and ways of living that the Lord established for us, such as keeping your daughters in the house and keeping a sure watch over the women under your household, and having a strict watch over them and taking care of them so they don't fall into the hands of wicked men and wicked individuals. There's a reason we have a law on rape, right? Because if you don't have a law on that matter, guess what? Then when that act occurs, there's no order, there's no righteous way to handle it, because there's no law that has been established. But according to Deuteronomy, the 22nd chapter, there's a law on that, all right? There's a law on a man taking a woman by force if she's betrothed or unbetrothed, all right? There's a judgment made on that matter. But when you go into this chapter here, this book here, it talks about one of King David's sons, right? And I'm going to read, here it is, verse 1. It says, "And it came to pass after this that Absalom, the son of David, had a fair sister whose name was Tamar. And Amnon, the son of David, loved her." Right, so Amnon and Absalom was David's sons. But I believe Amnon had a different mother, and their sister was Tamar, right? Verse 2, "And Amnon was so vexed that he fell sick for his sister Tamar, for she was a virgin, and Amnon thought it hard for him to do anything to her." So this, as you can clearly see, this was a sick, wicked individual, all right? One of the sons of David, might add. So this shows you that, you could come from a upright man, right? A righteous man, and you still be wicked because you've been overcome and consumed by your lusts and desires. You have no control over your flesh. This man desired to lay with his sister, man. All right. They both got the same father. That's wickedness, man. But this is verse 3. It says, "But Amnon had a friend whose name was Jonadab, the son of Shemiah, David's brother. And Jonadab was a very subtle man. And he said unto him, Why art thou, being the king's son, lean from day to day? Wilt thou not tell me?" And Amnon said unto him, "I love Tamar, my brother Absalom's sister." So, basically, Amnon's friend was like, "Yo, you the son of David. You one of the sons of David. Why you acting like you depressed or not in a good mood?" And basically, he said, "I want my half sister. I want to lay with my half sister." Right. Verse 5. "And Jonadab said unto him, Lay thee down on thy bed and make thyself sick. And when thy father cometh to see thee, say unto him, I pray thee, let my sister Tamar come and give me meat, and dress the meat in my sight, that I may see it and eat at her hand." So his friend was wicked too, because his friend is complicit in helping him deceive not only his sister to come feed him, because he want to put on the act like he's sick, but they also, both of them are deceiving David. All right, getting David to send his daughter to them. All right, so he can act like he's sick and have Tamar feed him. Verse 6. So Amnon lay down and made himself sick. And when the king was come to see him, Amnon said unto the king, I pray thee, let Tamar my sister come and make me a couple of cakes in my sight, that I may eat at her hand. Because, in a righteous society, your sisters, they serve the men of the household. The wife serves, the wife, the mother teaches the daughters how to serve the men of the household, their brothers, their father. All right, so that was a common thing for sisters to tend to their brothers, right? Verse 7, then David sent home to Tamar, saying, go now to thy brother Amnon's house and dress him meat. So Tamar went to her brother Amnon's house, and he was laid down. And she took flour and kneaded it and made cakes in his sight and did bake the cakes. So his creepy ass is watching her bake the cakes, and prepare the food, and all in his mind, he's just thinking about how he want to take her. All right. Verse 9, and she took a pan and poured them out before him, but he refused to eat. And Amnon said, have out all men from me. And they went out every man from him. So he said, everybody get out the room, everybody go away from, my room. Let us be alone. Verse 10, and Amnon said unto Tamar, bring the meat into the chamber, that I may eat of thine hand. And Tamar took the cakes which she made and brought them into the chamber to Amnon her brother. Right? Verse 11, and when she had brought them unto him to eat, he took hold of her and said unto her, come lie with me, my sister. And she answered him, nay, my brother, do not force me, for no such thing ought to be done in Israel. Do not thou this folly. So she rebuked him like, this is not how we supposed to live as, Israelites. This is not how we supposed to conduct ourselves. Why are you trying to force your sister to lay with you, have sex with you, right? Verse 13, and I, whither shall I cause my shame to go? And as for thee, thou shalt be as one of the fools in Israel. Now therefore I pray thee, speak unto the king, for he will not withhold me from thee. Yeah, so she's like, if you force me, you're gonna take away my virginity, and that's gonna cause shame amongst me. And not only that, you're gonna be looked at as a fool in Israel, right? So verse 14, it says, howbeit he would not hearken unto her voice, but being stronger than she, forced her and lay with her. So he took it by force. He took her by force. And that's why we have a law on rape in the Bible. A lot of people don't want to touch on that law, but it's in the Bible to keep order. Verse 15, but this is when it gets real wicked, right? Verse 15, then Amnon hated her exceedingly, so that the hatred wherewith he hated her was greater than the love wherewith he had loved her. And Amnon said unto her, arise, be gone. So here it is. He took her virginity, and then he wants to do away with her. Verse 16, and she said unto him, there is no cause. This evil in sending me away is greater than the other that thou didst unto me. But he would not hearken unto her. So she said, you sending me away is more evil than you raping me, because not only are you going to take away my virginity, but no man is going to want to deal with me because I'm not a virgin. So you're making me a mockery and a shame, right, amongst my people. And a lot of men have done this to, women while they're, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Got them when they was real young and took their virginity and then just casted them away. And then you see a lot of these women become harlots as they get older because they don't see the value in themselves no more. So now you have these women that's in their mid-20s and their 30s, 40s that have been with like 50 different men, and they don't see it as anything strange because they don't value themselves, right? Like I said, I'm not excusing any of their folly and their wickedness, because a lot of these women are just wicked. The scriptures tell you that. But the reason a lot of them act and behave the way they do is because of certain men that they were entrapped by, right? That's why in a righteous society, you have to keep watch over your daughters. You have to keep an impudent eye. You have to keep a circumspect eye on your daughter's whereabouts. Verse 17. But even in this case, David ain't really at fault, because, who would think your son would want to do some shit like that? But verse 17, but that's why some guys in the ancient time, they went to extremes and they would put chastity belts on their daughters and they would keep the key. So even if their daughter was, somebody tried to rape their daughter, you couldn't get in there because there's a fucking belt on her, on her private parts. It's locked up, right? Verse 17. Then he called his servant that ministered unto him and said, Put now this woman out from me, and bolt the door after her. And she had a garment of diverse colors upon her, for with such robes were the king's daughters that were virgins apparelled. Then his servant brought her out and bolted the door after her. And Tamar put ashes on her head and rent her garment of diverse colors that was on her, and laid on her hand on her head, and went on crying. And Absalom her brother said unto her, Hath Amnon thy brother been with thee? But hold now thy peace, my sister. He is thy brother. Regard not this thing. So Tamar remained desolate in her brother Absalom's house. But when King David heard of all these things, he was very wroth. And Absalom spoke unto his brother Amnon, neither good nor bad, for Absalom hated Amnon, because he had forced his sister Tamar. And it came to pass after 2 full years that Absalom had sheep shearers in Baal-hasor, which is beside Ephraim. And Absalom invited all the king's sons. And Absalom came to the king and said, Behold now, thy servant hath sheep shearers. Let the king, I beseech thee, and his servants go with thy servant. And the king said unto Absalom, Nay, my son, let us not all now go, lest we be chargeable unto thee. And he pressed him, howbeit he would not go, but blessed him. Then said Absalom, If not, I pray thee, let my brother Amnon go with us. And the king said unto him, Why should he go with thee? So Absalom wanted to set Amnon up. Basically, he want this nigga to go with him so he can put him to death. Verse 27. But Absalom pressed him that he let Amnon and all the king's sons go with him. Now Absalom had commanded his servants, saying, Mark ye now, when Amnon's heart is merry with wine, and when I say unto you, Smite Amnon, then kill him. Fear not. Have not I commanded you? Be courageous and be valiant. And the servants of Absalom did unto Amnon as Absalom had commanded. Then all the king's sons arose, and every man got up upon his mule and fled. So they put that wicked nigga to death, man. I just wanted to do a little go into the history a little bit in the scriptures and apply it to how, even though, a lot of these women are wicked, a lot of these men are wicked. And the scriptures tell you a wicked woman is given to a wicked man, but it's not always the case because, when there's not order in a society and there's not a righteous order or righteous foundation and righteous laws instituted, and women are given much liberty to get abroad, they're going to run into sickos and psychos and weirdos and men that don't have control over their flesh. And the scriptures say once a woman is corrupted, is defiled, then that land is corrupted, is polluted. Her mind is corrupted, her spirit is corrupted. So when you get in relationships with these women that's been with multiple men and they've already been corrupted, and who knows whatever else has happened to them at early ages, you wonder why they lash out and do the things they do. Well, they're corrupted, man. And only the Spirit of the Lord can really save these women. But we know that the sacrifice that pleases the Lord is a broken and contrite spirit. So a lot of these women, they abide in pride, and they're very lofty and high-minded. So a lot of them just not going to make it. But yeah, man, I just wanted to do a lesson touching on this and bring awareness how rape and keeping a sure watch over your daughter and all these things are in the scriptures, and they're put here for a reason. And you understand why society is such in a degenerate state, because all these things are allowed to happen on a mass scale, and they're not judged correctly. So Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. Until the next time, I say shalom.